Hello there. Today we're going to go over physiological adaptations that take place during strength training. The concept of strength or resistance training is based on the principle of specificity, or the SAID principle, which states that the body will produce specific physiological adaptations to the imposed demands that are placed on it. This means that the types of exercise being implemented in a training protocol will produce different types of physiological adaptations. For example, improved muscular endurance, increased hypertrophy, and changes in muscular strength. Muscular hypertrophy is a desired physiological adaptation that occurs during strength training that involves the enlargement of skeletal muscle fibers. This is the body's natural response to muscle fibers being recruited to develop increased levels of tension. McGill and Montel 2019 states that the general nature of hypertrophy involves an increase in cross-sectional area of muscle fiber due to an increase in myofibril protein synthesis. Muscular hypertrophy is not noticeably visible until about 4 to 8 weeks into an integrated strength training program. This adaptation occurs in the strength stage of the program and is labeled as Phase 3 or the muscular development phase. Sports performance coaches should implement progressive strength training protocols that utilize low to moderate repetitions while progressively increasing the loads to stimulate muscular hypertrophy. There are several different variables that can be manipulated to stimulate hypertrophy during strength training. These variables that can be manipulated include repetitions, sets, intensity, tempo, rest interval, and volume. These variables need to fall within a specific range to stimulate such an adaptation, and this includes 8 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, 75 to 85% of 1 rep maximum, a tempo that moves through 2 seconds of the eccentric phase, 0 seconds in the isometric phase, and 2 seconds in the concentric phase, a 40 to 90 second rest interval, and 27 to 36 reps per exercise. By executing strength exercises within the range of the acute variables listed before, one can stimulate muscular hypertrophy during strength training. Below are 3 exercises that can be used to stimulate muscular hypertrophy. There is a dumbbell incline and bench press, hex bar deadlift, and a split squat. Links to videos of each of these exercises being performed will be provided in the discussion thread. While the muscular system will produce a specific adaptation to the phase of strength training being implemented, this does not mean that the phases should be mixed and matched and not implemented in a progressive synergistic manner. Ways to implement strength training has been assessed in current research, and Hartman et al. 2015 assessed the efficacy of short-term periodization models across the various stages of resistance training. During this study, different levels of resistance training were implemented in order to determine the most effective way to augment performance benefits. As a result of their study, Hartman et al. 2015 confirmed that the most effective way to ensure performance benefits is to rotate hypertrophy and strength power sessions throughout programming. It was confirmed that this method of training improved performance markers such as maximal strength, peak power, muscle impulse size, and explosive strength. Based on this information, the more stimulated muscular fibers become throughout resistance training, including muscular size, the more efficiently an athlete is prepared for sport-specific activities. Stimulating muscular hypertrophy during strength training can be very beneficial to sports performance of an aspiring athlete. However, in my time in the field, I have noticed that some sports performance coaches feel the need to skip the hypertrophy phase altogether, stating that the hypertrophy phase takes a great deal of time, and if an athlete is already well muscularly developed, what is the point in taking that phase? I believe that the muscular development phase is one of the more important phases, and fully developing an athlete's muscular system can lead to many more performance benefits and prepare them the best way for the following phases in the integrated strength training protocol. As sports performance professionals, I believe it is important for us to assess the needs, goals, and athletic abilities of our athletes in order to effectively implement strength training in an athlete's integrated training protocol. There is definitely rationale for believing that an athlete is ready to progress to the next phase of strength training without performing the other. However, I believe that progressing through each phase will develop the athlete functionally, thus decreasing any improper movement patterns and risk for sports injury, and the athlete will then see significant performance benefits. Here are the references that I used to complete this assignment. I hope this video helped you learn a little bit more about stimulating muscular hypertrophy during strength training, and thank you for tuning in.